Hey guys, Multi here. We are now 4 weeks and now we're heading into the 5th week of Mythic, or we are already headed into the 5th week of Mythic Plus. And today I want to talk with you about, let us say, the final rankings of Mythic Plus and the current state of Mythic Plus, how many dungeons get done and things like this. So please stay tuned, and first of all I want to thank today's sponsor video. The sponsor of this video is Awesome. Awesome allows you to control the computer through your phone. There is already a free version which you should give a try if you need a remote application tool for your computer at all. It's just give it a try. But the real deal in my opinion is the game version with custom keyboards for various games, not only World of Warcraft. What I do in World of Warcraft with Awesome is I just try to farm herbs while I'm not on the computer. Just a relaxing part of the game. It's not like, you know, the high skill level like raiding or Mythic Plus, but it's something that you can do just relaxed with your phone with Awesome. Use the code MULTI for a 7 days free version of the game version and just give it a try. Just give it a try, it's just an awesome tool. They also have a smart lock for your PC if you are interested on something like this. Check out Awesome. Alright, we're back guys. So on the right side you can see here pretty easy what we had 2 weeks ago. That was the DPS rankings 2 weeks into the season. Now we are 4 weeks or 4.5 weeks into the season, and for sure things changed a little bit, but I have to say not a lot. On the left side you can see here the 3 sources that I usually use. First one is the archon.gg, Warcraft logs, and murloc.io. And as you can see here is not a big difference. Yeah, augmentation followed by, let me see if I can make this here a little bit different. Yeah, augmentation followed by Frost Decay, Asarok, and so on and so on and so on. We can also make here only, where is it, only DPS, is that possible? I'm not smart enough to do that. So okay, yeah, and then murloc.io, kind of the same here. It looks pretty similar, so I would like to focus here on archon.gg. Is also focused on high keys. I'm not exactly 100% sure how they specify high keys, but just to make it clear, a +4 or +5 is definitely not a high key. So they have an S tier, which is kind of the same than it was here, augmentation and Frost Decay, and it seems like there is 1/3 spec now rising into the S tier. So those are the 3 best specs, and I also think that could be the best group synergy that you can get out of this, out of the current meta, and then pairing it with the best tank that you can find, and then I would say a shaman heal I think is the best at the moment. And tank, I don't know, warrior, yeah, I mean maybe besides monk and paladin, all of them are fine, but yeah. So just in general, then we hop over, and then we have the enhancement shaman, which we already had here. We had here S plus A B C. We changed it here now, making this S A B C, and as you can see here, the changes is now that only really around here the border. But let us just quick hop over the classes, the specs that change from one tier to another. So enhancement is as well here. Frost State, Balanced Druid, kind of the same. Elemental Shaman is here. Elemental Shaman is pretty good. And then we have Outlaw Rogue, the Unholy DK. The Fire Mage got up in the rankings. As higher the keys, as better is Fire Mage. We were kind of expecting that, to be honest. But yeah, it's now a pretty decent A tier spec. Arcane Mage, Shadow Priest, which I honestly did not expect. Then the Affliction Warlock and the Retribution Paladin coming into the B tier, already getting lower. And it is like also we predicted mostly. Fury Warrior is just, or Warrior in general, is just losing its steam when as longer the mobs are living, and the mobs are living long. Fury Warrior are less doing less good damage, and that's why they're getting here a little bit ranked down. Then we have the Destruction Warlock, which we had here as well. We have the Feral Druid, which we had in C. It's doing a little bit better, as it seems like. And then the Monk is falling down into the B tier, completed by Marksman Hunter, DPS Demon Hunter, which I definitely had in the A tier, to be honest, before that. And then completed by Survival Hunter. And then we have 5 specs, which I definitely would say, because you can also see there is a kind of a gap. Mostly here the gap is only like a few points, but there is definitely also a gap between the B and the C tier. And that's Demon Warlock, Demonology Warlock, our Sub-Rogue. Where is Sub-Rogue here? Ah, Sub-Rogue, we have it here. Then Evoker is falling down a little bit, followed by Beastmaster, and Arms Warrior is also falling 1 tier down as the Fury Warrior. So do we have some winners? I think we have some winners with Fire Mage, Shadow Priest, and Asa Rogue going up 1 tier each, and we have with Fury Warrior, Arms Warrior, Damage Evoker, and Damage Demon Hunter, DPS Demon Hunter, and DPS Monk. 4 or 5 specs at falling 1 down, but in general, as you can see, we have like usually an S tier, which is like 3-4 specs, and then we have a very, very big A tier. So there is kind of something for everybody, I would say. B tier is okay as well. Definitely you can do high keys as well with your B tier specs if the other classes fit pretty good in the composition, or you have maybe a good group together. But the C tier are definitely needing some help, in my opinion. I'm not sure if they will receive the help anymore. We are now 4 or 5 weeks into the season, so I don't think there will be a lot of changes anymore. And yeah, I think you will just have a tough time to get invited when we talk about keys 12 plus or whatever. So let's also hop over to the next topic, which is the overall played Mythic dungeons. As you can see here, we started pretty high with 2.4 million keys, which is a pretty good number, but for sure you also have to see it gets here compared with Season 4 of Dragonflight. An expansion start is always a little bit higher, I would say, the numbers. So the numbers are good, but the numbers are definitely inflated because of a new expansion. Then the numbers went down in my opinion, pretty normal way, from 2.4 to 2.1 million. But then the numbers getting more and more down, which was maybe not the best sign, because yeah, more and more down in a very straight line would mean they could be hitting a 0. I mean, for sure it would be never 0, but as you can see here, the numbers are a little bit more in a curvy, in curves going down, and here was a pretty diagonal line going down. But then we got the change that was, in my opinion, hardly needed. The change that you already get Gilded Crests in +8, which helps a lot of people to feel more motivated to get their gear up, to upgrade their gear, to get the better gear that they need, or that they feel that they need for making high keys, and that they need for getting invites into higher keys. Because that's the problem. Not everybody has a guild where it's only running with guild mates. Not everybody has a, how is it called, a pre-made group, which they have 3 or 4 evenings in the week where they make keys. Most people love Mythic Plus because they can just go in, queue for some keys. Yeah, they know they need to wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on the class, depending on the spec or whatever you play, and then for sure also depending on your rating and on your item level. But if you are stuck, if you're feeling very stuck in item level, that definitely lead to some people declining even more than maybe it should happen. And that's why we have here an uptick in like the middle, it's not exactly the middle, but in the middle of the season, a pretty high uptick again here, from 1.8 million to 1.9 million. And I'm sure this number will go again down now. That's again completely normal in my opinion, but the numbers will not ride down as fast as they were riding here down. Just think about this line would follow, because this is a pretty straight line. Think about the line would be going kind of down straight, so then it would be already in around week 6, even if it was a new expansion start around, yeah, or maybe even earlier, maybe before week 6 already, the numbers would be lower than in a season 4 of the previous expansion. And I think Dragonflight was not the most loved expansion. Maybe I see it slightly better than some other people, but in general I think it was not the most popular, most loved expansion ever. So that would be quite bad for Blizzard numbers wise. But yeah, I think they made a pretty good change with that. They also think nerfed 1, 2, 3 dungeons a little bit, which maybe also helped to keep people motivated. But I think the biggest change was the thing with the Gilded Crest at a +8 key completion, because I think a +8 is doable for everybody that is kind of dedicated to the game. And when we talk about +9, +10, then it was already a little bit people were looking more for the raid IO, that you already had some +9s, +10s, very hard depending on your, I mean, a Beastmaster, Hunter, or whatever, yeah, maybe pretty tough time to get even in a +9, +10. And a +8, then maybe you can get 4, 5, 6 more item level when upgrading everything, and then you can get invites for higher keys. So that keeps people definitely motivated. So I think that was a good change. That could be maybe the turnaround for Mythic Plus in the War Within, and you can see it here in the numbers. They are now going in a pretty good direction. Again, they will not go up more here. That will not happen, because it's pretty normal that they are going down, but they should never go down in a declining line like this. So yeah, let's see how this develops in the future. I think I will make another video about this topic maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, just to see how the number develops. And that's it for this video, guys. Have a good one. See you. Bye bye.